What's up everybody? I have another review for you here today. This is the Inateck Modo X Sling Tech Bag. Comes in a color of black. Retails for $29.99. If you have any comments, be sure to leave them down below. And please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get into the external features of this bag. So the entire bag is made up of an 840D water-resistant polyester. The zippers are all YKK zippers, and the main compartment zipper is water-resistant as well. On the front of the bag, it's very simple, very elegant, no fancy branding or anything like that. On one side you have a fabric latch point for putting things like you can attach a carabiner or anything else you want to attach to this. Moving on to the other side, you have an open-ended pocket where you can stick small items. Moving on to the back side of the bag, we have one grab handle here for when you want to carry this as a grab bag. Just this is a carry bag, and it's lightly padded. And then you have your strap, and the strap is removable. And it is a swivel style here. And we'll show you that in more detail here in a second, but removing it is pretty simple. It's just a push button removal. And the strap is adjustable, and it has a quick release adjustable function to it that we'll show you here up close in a second. Now let's get into the internal features of this bag. So moving on to the pockets of this bag, there's two zippered pockets. There's the main compartment, and then there's a pocket, a hidden stash pocket on the back side of the bag. So let's first look at the main pocket, and they advertise this as a 135-degree opening. So you can see as I zip it open, it opens up quite wide, and it's like a top loading. It's very easy to use, especially when you're carrying around, because you can access your stuff, and the way it opens, it kind of gives you a lot of access without things like kind of dropping out. And then also you'll see that the entire inside of the bag is a lighter gray color, so that is really nice. It makes it easy to find your items when you're looking for them if you have a lot of things in here. The divider system in here is unlike some of the other tech bags that have removable inserts that you can kind of manipulate to make the shape that you want. This one is already built. All the dividers in here are built into this. So you've got several different little areas here that you can put stuff like sleeves that allow you to separate everything. There's also a keychain here, a metallic one. And then on the lid here, there's a zippered pocket, mesh pocket. And it's kind of interesting because the pocket actually faces upwards. But the reason they do that is because when you're actually looking into the bag, when you're gonna be accessing that pocket, you're gonna be looking down. So that's why they have this, this mesh pocket kind of looking up in the bag. So that's kind of a nice feature to have. And then also on the flap side, you do have two other mesh pockets where you can store items. And then on the inside, there is a Velcro strap here that holds your, if you put a gaming device in this slot area or whatever you put right here, it'll secure it in that spot so it won't easily fall out. So that's what that Velcro strap is for. And this part, most of it is kind of just a standard material. But right here where this padded area is, this sleeve, it's a soft fleece-like material. So you could put your phone or anything more kind of sensitive in this little area here. Yeah, lenses, anything with kind of glass, you could put it right here. And then there is, and I just noticed this on inside of one of these dividers on one of the sides, there's also an additional zippered pocket here, and you could put some extra items in there as well. So there's quite a lot of organizational features inside this, located within this bag, which is very nice. Lastly, on the front side, you have a bunch of elastic straps here. So I would assume you could probably put, you know, on this side, there's like a little thing for memory cards. These here are probably for cables, for charging cables. Yep, that about covers that part of the main pocket. I will zip this back up. And moving on to the back side of the bag, you do have a hidden stash pocket. And this pocket covers where it starts all the way to the bottom of the bag. So you can put probably your passport, wallet, you could even stick your phone in there. Yep, I'm pretty sure you could probably put your phone in there. So any kind of valuables that are thin, you could stick right here. It's a hidden stash pocket. That about wraps it up for the pockets of this bag. Let's move on to the capacity test. Okay, let's get into the capacity test. So I've got a few various items here on the table. So I'm gonna open this up. First thing I've got my DJI wireless mic system. I'll slide that in here in the front here. A wall charger, a cable, AirPods, and this is the DJI camera 360. Or actually, I'll put this in first. This is the Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna slide this in here in the padded area. And I did notice that although this does fit, it's extremely snug. So it's not an exact fit in my opinion. It's a bit tight to get in here. It's not very easy to get in here, to be honest. You can get it in here. It's just a real pain. So I got it in there. The video game device I'm putting in here is the Nintendo Switch OLED. So maybe it's slightly bigger than the regular standard one. Put in the DJI camera 360 and I'll put my wallet in here. Zip that up. And then I have like a mini tripod I can put in the side pocket there. And then on the back side, I'm gonna throw my phone in there. Close that up. And this is very, it's packed to the brim, as you can see there. Let's get to the fit test. This is what it looks like when I'm wearing this as a sling. You can see it from the front. I'll turn to the side. If you want to really quickly look at what it looks like from the back, this is what it looks like. And then in order to adjust the size of this bag, there's that quick latch here. I can just open that up and then slide this, make it longer, and then close that latch and it's stuck there. If I want to go the other direction, it's pretty simple. I just pull this up. Pull this up to make it smaller. Close that latch and it's back to a shorter length. It's very nice, the strap. The padding is nothing special. It's just a basic foam padding. I wouldn't say it's bad or necessarily bad or good. It's just there. Nothing special. Yeah, and really the only way to carry this, the two way to carry this is as a sling crossbody bag or shoulder bag or as just a grab bag. So if I wanted to just carry this without the strap, I can use that handle there and to just carry this like that. Now let's go to the pros and cons. All right, let me go into the pros I have for this bag. So I do like the 135-degree opening. So having this opening like this is really nice because when you're accessing the bag, nothing is gonna fall out really easy. And it's a wide opening, so it's easy to access stuff as well and pull them in and out. Whereas a lot of tech bags will be kind of more narrow. This one makes it a lot easier to just kind of access your items. And you can fit, it looks like you can't fit too much in it when you're first looking at it, but you know, just the way the 135-degree opening is, this lid just allows you to put more than you think you can actually stick in here, which is pretty nice. I do like that there's tons of features inside of the bag for organization. So if you want to separate items in different categories, it's pretty easy to do that. There's a lot of like different places you could put those. I do like the strap system is very good. It's easy on and off. And then also this quick release mechanism is very user friendly, and it's easy to operate. And I really like that. It makes it very easy and very quick to adjust the length of the strap. The other thing I do like is I like this extra feature here, this extra outside pocket here for quick access. It's something that this is probably the first tech bag I've seen that actually has something like this. So you can stick a lot of little small items in here, which I think is pretty useful. And then the fact that they made all the interior lining of this bag a lighter color than the black. It's not like dark. It's not like a dark color. It just makes it easier for you to identify things that you're looking for in the bag, especially when you have a lot of items in there. All right, let's move on to the things I don't particularly like about this bag. So one of the things I don't really like is that these zippers, although they are YKK and they are very good, robust zippers, they're extremely hard to operate. I mean, it's a two-handed operation almost. I can't use one hand to just open and close these. On the one side, you could say, oh, well, that's good because people can't just access them like somebody trying to run by and steal stuff and can open them easy. Makes it harder for them to do that. Yeah, but how often does that really happen? I would prefer to have something that's like easy to operate, so I can, whenever I'm on the fly and I just want to get to my camera really quick, I see something I want to film, I can just like slide it over on my shoulder, open the bag really quick and pull that item. But as it is, it's not easy to operate. I mean, it's definitely not a one-handed thing to do. So that's something I don't particularly like with this bag. One other con I wanted to mention is that and I don't know if it didn't specify in the description what type of, it does say Switch in there, I think, but it doesn't say which one that you could put in here. But I did notice I have an OLED Switch, and I had a very difficult time putting it into the sleeve here. The sleeve, I think, is a little bit, it's almost exactly cut to the size of this thing. So it's a super tight fit, wasn't easy to get in and out. And I feel like maybe if you have a different version of the Switch that's smaller, that's probably a lot easier to use. But as I can tell, the OLED Switch is a little bit it might be too big for it. But then again, I do have the protective case on it, and that might add to the issue. But who's going to carry around their Switch without at least some kind of protection on it? So they could have made it a little bit bigger. And then the only other thing I really don't like is that the material, it's nice and it's sleek, but it looks like it tends to attract like fingerprints and any type of stains like grease or anything that you have. Well, this type of material is gonna pick it up. This is a brand new bag. I've never even used it, and I already see like some two little spots here that just formed, and I don't know what that's from. Outside of that, those are my pros and cons. Let's get into my final my final rating. So my final thoughts and my final score for this bag is going to be a solid 7 out of 10.